This is West African Voice Network.
Hello and thank you for joining us on Newswave on West African Voice Network. I am Fatima Ibrahim. We'll begin the bulletin in the Sahel as Mali launches judicial probe after alleged drone destruction by Algerian forces. Malian authorities have opened a judicial investigation following the reported destruction of one of their drones near the border town of Tizaouten, allegedly by the Algerian military. The announcement was made by Amadou Bouba Touré, public prosecutor of the Specialized Judicial Unit for the Fight Against Terrorism and Transnational Organized Crime, in a press release dated Tuesday, April 8, 2025. According to the statement, the investigation will focus on suspected acts of criminal association, terrorism, financing of terrorism, illegal possession of military-grade weapons and ammunition, as well as complicity in these offenses. Magistrate Touré emphasized that the probe seeks to identify and apprehend the perpetrators or perpetrators and accomplices involved in the incident. He urged the public to assist authorities by providing any relevant information. The incident has further strained diplomatic relations between Mali and Algeria. In response, both countries have closed their airspace to all civilian and military aircraft and suspended other diplomatic engagements. Still in the Sahel, Niger replaces French, names Hausa as new national language. Niger's government has officially announced Hausa as the country's new national language, moving away from French after many years. This significant change was announced on March 31st in a special edition of the government's journal. The new charter states clearly that Hausa is now the official national language of Niger. However, English and French will still be used as working languages, which means they'll be used in some schools and offices. Niger also recognizes other local languages like Zanama, Zongai, Fula, Funuri, Konomashe, and Arabic as important spoken languages of the country. The decision is part of a series of changes made by Niger's transitional government after the military took over in July 2023. Since then, they have been slowly cutting ties with France by removing French soldiers, ending French diplomatic relations, and even changing the names of streets and buildings that had French names. We head now to Nigeria, where the government signs $329 million deal with Chinese firm to boost electricity transmission. Nigeria has taken a major step towards revitalizing its electricity sector with the signing of a $328.8 million agreement with China Military Engineering Corporation, CIMEC. The contract, signed under Phase 1 of the Presidential Power Initiative, aims to rehabilitate and expand the country's electricity transmission infrastructure. Speaking at the signing ceremony in Abuja, Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu stated that the project will cover 544 kilometers of transmission lines with a load capacity of 7,140 megawatts. The development spans both existing brownfield and new greenfield sites. The agreement includes engineering, procurement, construction, and financing for the development of 330 kV and 132 kV transmission lines nationwide. It is designed to enhance grid reliability and reduce stranded power generation. The project is expected to boost economic productivity by delivering more stable electricity directly to homes, businesses, and industries across the country. To news from the Gambia, U.S. citizen apprehended at Banjul airport with 65 packets of cannabis skunk. A 22-year-old American security officer has been arrested at Banjul International Airport after arriving with 65 packets of cannabis skunk hidden in her luggage. The Gambia's Drug Law Enforcement Agency identified the suspect as Jenobu Kone. She was apprehended upon arrival from the United States with illegal substance concealed in 2 suitcases, one white and one black, as well as in black nylon bags. This arrest highlights the agency's increased vigilance and commitment to cracking down on drug trafficking in the country. The Director General of DILEC had recently declared a firm commitment to keeping the nation's only international airport free from drug-related activities. He also issued a stern warning to anyone planning to use the airport or land borders for trafficking, emphasizing that his team would continue to intensify surveillance to ensure the safety and security of the nation. And to regional matters, Congo and M23 rebels begin ceasefire talks in Doha amid ongoing conflict. Congolese authorities and representatives of the M23 rebel group have arrived in Doha, Qatar, to engage in ceasefire negotiations following months of escalating violence in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Sources from the delegation confirmed their presence to international media, revealing that a face-to-face meeting took place on Wednesday. However, discussions are still ongoing to establish a formal framework for the talks. All sources, 2 government officials and 2 representatives spoke on the condition of anonymity, citing a request from Qatari mediators to refrain from engaging with the press. Last month, Qatar hosted a meeting between Congolese President Félix Tshisekedi and Rwandan President Paul Kagame, signaling its active diplomatic role in the region's peace efforts. And that's the news today on West African Voice Network. For more news from across the region and beyond, visit wavn.org. You can also interact with us on X, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn at WAVN News, and on TikTok and YouTube at West African Voice Network. I am Fatima Ibrahim. Thank you for listening.